Hello everyone and welcome back to today's weather video. We're going to be talking about this year's Hurricane Atlantic season and my prediction on how many storms we could actually be seeing over the next several months. Now, hurricane season does not officially begin until June 1st and it lasts all the way until November 30th. That's every single year. Now, as we all know, last year was a record-breaking year. 30 named storms, the most in any entire season that has been recorded since records began. 30 storms is just a lot. We ran out of all the alphabet and everything, and we had to resort to the Greek alphabet, and we've only used the Greek alphabet 2 times, and that the other year was unfortunately another busy year. We all know 2005 when we had Hurricane Katrina. That was the other year that we had basically a super active hurricane season. Now, this year, yes, I do have not the best of news. It looks like we are going to be experiencing another above average season. We actually already had our first named storm. It was subtropical Ana, and it actually formed just northeast of Bermuda just a few days ago. Today is the 25th of May, so we still have a little bit more than about a week until the official start of the Atlantic hurricane season. Now, throughout the actual season, we do see storms form in different spots as the season actually progresses. Now, the beginning of the season, usually most storms tend to stay close to home. When I mean like that, I mean close to the actual coastlines and the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of storms in June, July, and sometimes August can actually form after a cold front or a stationary front sweeps through parts of Florida, or the stationary front gets cut off basically off the coast of the Carolinas, the Mid-Atlantic, or possibly down off the Texas coast. We actually had a scenario about a week ago that we had a lot of moisture here in parts of southern Texas and Louisiana. If you live in this area, last week you had torrential downpours, but basically the whole entire front kind of just stalled, and we had a lot of just like moisture coming up through the Gulf of Mexico, and conditions were kind of a little bit right for possible, formation of a storm. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, yes, fortunately, a storm did not actually form. However, again, that is another example of when or how hurricanes or tropical storms can actually form when a front basically sweeps through the area and then eventually basically kind of stalls. Now, when we go into more of the peak season, now peak season is not until the second, third week from August all the way to the second, third week of September. September 9th, 10th is actually pretty much the peak date. That's when you start seeing formations out in the actual Atlantic. Obviously, this map is too small because it's just the, United States, but, like way out in the Atlantic and way down here, where the Caribbean is and off toward the African coast, that's where we see a lot of the bigger, more long-lived named storms. But those tend not to actually form until later on in the season, again, August, September, and October. And then we wrap up with October and November, and it kind of just comes back into more of the area closer to home and everything. So my prediction is pretty much right on line with a lot of the other, like the Hurricane Center, NOAA, the Weather Channel, all those other places that, the Colorado State University, they are all averaging about what I think is going to be about, a busy season. I'm thinking 20 named storms. Out of those storms, I'm thinking at least maybe 9 or 10 become hurricanes, and then maybe 2 or 3 become major hurricanes. Again, tropical storm is anywhere from 39 to 74 miles per hour. A hurricane is anywhere after 74 miles per hour in strength. Major hurricanes are after 111 miles per hour, which are obviously, very destructive and everything. I do not think it's going to be as busy as it was last year. I hope to God it's never as busy as last year. We had just way too many storms and it was just awful. Hoping it's not, comes to fruition that we get 20 named storms that, I'm thinking of. But, we just don't know. Hopefully it's quieter and not as busy as an actual hurricane season. By the way, this year we didn't just have Anna, we actually have, for E name, we have Elsa. I was wondering if they were thinking of Frozen, but then I was like, well, where's Olaf? I didn't see Olaf in the name list and everything. So that's my hurricane prediction for this upcoming season. Again, June 1st is when it begins, and November 30th is when it actually ends. And we already went through one storm, and it's not even officially the hurricane season. So this might be a little bit preluding to the fact that we could have another busy hurricane season. If you live along the coastline, make sure you have your hurricane kits and preparation already in place. Better be safe than sorry, and just, prepare earlier rather than the last minute. I'll be back with another weather video in the next day or so. Talk about some of the record heat we're going to be seeing in the southeast, and more storms coming after another cold front is going to be sweeping through the middle of the country. Take care, everyone, and stay safe.